Welcome back to Roman Vida. Come with me on my long weekend in the French capital, Paris. In this video we'll visit some of the top attractions such as the Arc de Triomphe, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, Palais Garnier, and also I'll show you the Seine River cruise and a few foodie spots. We started our journey with a short hour flight from Gatwick to Charles de Gaulle. Had to have an obligatory airport bev, and the next thing you know, we're in Paris. We took the train into the city centre, which took about an hour door to door and only €12 each, much cheaper than a taxi. Straight out of the station, we walked out to see the Arc de Triomphe right outside. We exited straight onto Champ Elysees, then walked about 10 minutes to the Pley Hotel. This was a 4-star hotel right in the heart of the city centre. We paid around £330 for 3 nights, so it was great value for money. This was a nice cosy hotel with a decent sized room and bathroom, and it also had a rooftop bar with views of the sea, and you can see the Eiffel Tower in the distance. It was already 7 PM, so we quickly dropped our bags and headed out and about. First stop was the Louvre Museum. The first thing that hits you in Paris is the stunning buildings and architecture. The Louvre is absolutely massive, and the pyramid in the middle is just the entrance, but the museum itself goes all the way around. As you walk in, you head downstairs. There's 3 different wings you can explore: the Denon, the Sunny, and the Richelieu. You can do all 3 of these if you like, but you'll need at least 3 hours and really be into your art and history. You can pay for tours and guides of course, but we just went around ourselves. Obviously first we went for the Denon wing to see the Mona Lisa, but we didn't have any preference, so we just went for it. I'm not going to try to be an expert and talk you through the Louvre, so here's some highlights for you to enjoy. Oh yeah, the most cost effective way to travel around Paris is on the metro or public transport like the bus. We just got a Navigo card each and loaded it up with like 10 trips each time, but you can also download the app and load it up that way. Definitely get a Navigo card. This was one truly amazing piece of artwork that covered the whole wall, and opposite it you had the one and only, the Mona Lisa, which looked absolutely tiny in comparison. After spending a few hours in the Louvre, we jumped onto the metro and headed down for dinner at Brasserie Charlie. We had booked this a few days in advance, as is advised in Paris. After scanning the menu, I had the French onion soup, which was divine, and then for mains had the boeuf bourguignon, and the missus had the steak frites, a popular dish in France, and that was the end of day 1. The next morning we took a short walk around the corner to the Arc de Triomphe. A great perk of this hotel was that you're in touching distance to everything, whether by walking, metro or bus. After admiring it from the outside, you can take a closer look, not by running across the roundabout, but taking the underpass. Here's some close-up shots. You can pay to go up the top, but we just took a look around and got some pics in. We then grabbed some brunch at Azur Cafe. This had good recommendations online and had a queue at the door, nice drinks and food, and halal for those interested. Back onto the metro, and a few minutes later we stepped out to see the Grand Palais, which was stunning. However, it was closed for our visit. Then directly opposite you have the Petit Palais, a free museum, so we decided to check it out. It had amazing artwork on the ceilings as you walk in, then more group sculptures, etc. Probably one to do on a different day to the Louvre. They also had this little cafe with a nice garden and outdoor seating area. Perfect for a mid-afternoon break. But remember, this place was free, so definitely worth a visit. We then took a short walk to the metro down to Palais Garnier, the Opera House, another beautiful building on the outside and just as stunning on the inside. It cost around €15 per person for entry. Unfortunately for us, the ballroom was closed, which was a shame due to the show later that day. However, it's still worth it, and here's a few highlights of walking around. A few steps away is one of the many Galeries Lafayette. It's like the Selfridges of Paris. Look at the views from the inside. However, this one is special as it has a free rooftop for you to enjoy the sights of Paris. Hence why we didn't pay to go up the Arc de Triomphe. By this point, we'd already done a lot of sightseeing for the day and were quite tired, so next we headed into the streets of Paris and wanted to just try out some of the infamous patisseries. First on the list was Stroher. Plenty to choose from on the inside, fairly pricey, but I'm told it's one of the older spots in town. We got this chocolate eclair thing, and then this cake thing. was really good, would definitely recommend. We then just sat and had a few drinks and took a well-deserved break. After about an hour, we was back out and about again, and a few metro stops later, we were at the Notre Dame. The Notre Dame means the Lady of Paris, and is a medieval Catholic cathedral. It's still having repair works 5 years on from the fire in 2019, and is due to reopen later this year. We then headed back to the hotel to get ready for the evening. We checked out the rooftop bar at the Pley Hotel for some pre-dinner drinks. Can you see the Eiffel Tower in the distance? We went for a local Italian for dinner for some comfort food. They had massive portion sizes and some delicious garlic bread. We then took our first bus ride this time and headed to the most popular attraction in town, the Eiffel Tower. Can't lie, it was better than I thought it was going to be seeing it in real life. It was time for our Seine River cruise that we booked online in advance for around €16 each. But you could probably get them there, as it's an anytime ticket that's valid for a year. The queues look big, but you can fly through them in no time. Luckily we were the first ones, so we got decent seats. It's probably a good idea to do this early on, so you can get a feel for some places that you might want to visit later on in your trip. We saw lots of boat parties on the way, even a wedding reception. Anyways, here's a few highlights of the cruise. After around an hour, we arrived back where we started, and the sun had set and the Eiffel Tower was beaming. That was another great thing about doing the cruise at this time, so you got to see the Eiffel Tower during the day and during the night. We were lucky and arrived right on the hour to catch the sparkle lights, which happens after dark for 5 minutes on the hour, so like 9 PM, 10 PM, etc. And that was the end of day 2. Last day was a chilled one. We just planned to go to a few cafes and chill. There was actually an Adidas sponsored marathon going on, which was cool to see. Back on the metro, we headed to the viral cafe, Carette. We had to get the chocolate shot and the croissant, expensive to say the least. I think it was about €32 for both of us, but it was worth visiting while we were here. The queues were short as we came early, but if you did have to wait around, there's plenty of other great options out there, such as the French Bastards. This was a budget friendly, also had good quality pastries. 1000% recommend finding one of these, there's plenty around the city. Last stop on our tour of Paris was the viral As du Fallafel. The queue was halfway down the street, but that's a good sign to me. It had some great food, different to your usual French food, so definitely check this place out. And that was that, back when we went. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, hit the like button and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.